Hi everyone. Now we're gonna see how we can create our own Spotify playlist. So we'll go first with an overview, then we'll get the hands-on. So to create our own playlist on Spotify, we can use AI. We don't need to select the song. We don't need to search for the album. So these things are pretty much easier day by day. So we for that in that regarding we need to use Spotify developer platform, and through that we need to access the music data, and within the music data we can create our playlist. So for that we have to clone a GitHub repository which is already up to date for playlist creation, and we can share code examples. We can collect code examples from the artificial intelligence platforms, and we can develop our community contributions in such consequences. So to create the album, we have some prerequisites. So we need a Spotify account, we need the developer credential, and little bit of programming knowledge, and here we're using JavaScript to create the album. So we have to follow some steps to create the playlist. First, we have to pass the authentication of Spotify. Then we have to search for the tracks. Then we can create the playlist and add the tracks to our wish list or library, whatever we prefer. And we have some customization options here. We can set our playlist name just like as we prefer. We can set our description and set our privacy, like among whom we want to distribute it. And as we are using the API, we have some benefits. So we are getting the automation, personalization, and more integration among the platforms. So now we will go for the hands-on to how to create a playlist on Spotify. So this is the repository. This is a public repository. You can and we can clone anytime we want. Here there are some steps are defined that we have to in our machine. The node just need to be installed, and we need a Spotify developer account. Just like we can see, this is the Spotify for developers, where we can get our client ID, client secret, and also we can set our redirect URL. So instead of localhost, if we want to use our own website, we can use that as well. So let's go to the further steps. So first we have to clone the repository, then change the directory to the playlist. We have to install the npm, and then we have to get some values like client id, client secret, and redirect ui. Client id and client secret are available in Spotify developer portal, and we will set our redirect url, because therefore if I want to set it for my website https xyza.com, then we will set it like this. So then we have to replace some placeholder values, and after the authentication we will start the server, and we will use a web browser as we are using the server. So we are using browser server based browser authentication. And to be authorized, we have to first go to the accounts.spotify.com, then we have to give our client id, then we will redirect our url where we want to actually set the callback. So there are some tricky steps here. After the authorization, we need the authorization key to get the access token and create the playlist. So let's check it out. So to clone this repository, we can just simply use git clone as to the any platform, Windows or Linux or Mac. So we our got our repository cloned. So this is our files. So basically, we're doing with as this is JavaScript, so we will require the package.json, and we are running our server with server.js. We are authenticating ourselves or getting the access token with get access token dot uh, mjs, and we are creating the playlist through tracks.mjs. So this is actually also open to our code, so we will update it as well. So here is our code. So let's check it out. We'll create a playlist on Spotify just within some comments. And for the playlist, we are doing some precautions like which playlist we want to prepare. So as long as we have the client ID, client secret, and redirect URL, we can start the server. We can navigate to the browser and to the URL to authenticate us. Then we will get the access token. We will put the access token in authorization code, and then we will create the playlist. And for some supporting scenario, we have set some bands: Pink Floyd, Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Scorpions, Iron Maiden, Dream Theater, etc. And we will set our album name as Echoes of the Eternal. So let's make our playlist. And for the cross check, we can check out like here is actually exactly four playlists and no more. And we got to reload again, and we can see what happens. So this should be as it is. So this is the fourth playlist actually happening here. So let's dig down to our code. So let's start the server. So we have the command already listed, so we can just copy through this. So this will start our node server. We can see we got a server running at 127 001 8888 as our local host. And let's check out the next step. After we have started the server, we have to open the browser, as we have already opened the browser. So that's why we are not triggering this one, and we are going to the next step. The next step is actually authorize yourself to the Spotify. So this is our so we can copy it, and we have to reconstruct it for some purposes. So we need to be updated with our client ID, and next we have to send the authentication check to Spotify. So we'll hit to our web browser. This is important part. And see, we got an authorization successful. We can close the window, but before close the window, we need to keep something in mind, that this is our authorization code. The code after equals, the whole value is actually the authorization code, and this will be required for validate us into the Spotify platform. So we will update it as well. And after we have put the authorization code, just we just need to trigger this command like tracks.ingest. We can set the file name just as we want, and we also can get the authorization code from the server end, because this the code generated to the server and appearing to the browser is almost identical. So let's make our playlist, execute this command, and let's see what happens. So right now, this is hitting the Skype Spotify server and collecting the songs according to the bands and genre we have provided. And let's see what happens. So if we want to select this song from by searching this playlist from someone's playlist, it takes time, but and AI is making our life better and better, and just fill it in the music. So it's loading and loading. But if we count out time, like within 5 minutes or 10 minutes, we can make a 1,000 tracks playlist. So we got our playlist created. It's huge development in the era of AI. So we have got our Echoes of the Eternal in Spotify, just within some code. Yeah, It's interesting. Thank you.